It was June 1st when this painfully long battle in the court finally ended. The world was divided between a woman standing up for domestic abuse and the man who lost everything because of it. Sure, if a man abuses a woman, he should be punished. Well, Johnny Depp was on the verge of losing his career, and he was left counting his days as his empire crumbled down to ruins. He had to do something. He had to fix it, and so he filed a lawsuit against his ex-wife Amber Heard in the Fairfax County Circuit Court in Virginia for $50 million over an op-ed in the Washington Post where she called herself a public figure representing domestic abuse. Depp's lawyer claimed that the article defamed the actor even though there was no mention of his name. Then Heard went on to countersue him for $100 million, claiming that this defamation lawsuit against her calling her abuse allegations was a hoax. It would not be easy for the judge to judge the matter. Judge Penny Ascarat concluded earlier that afternoon, but the announcement was delayed so they could fill the amount of monetary awards on the jury form. The jury concluded that Depp should receive $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. Since the state law caps punitive damages at $350,000, Depp would be awarded a total of $10.35 million. This jury would decide the fate of two talented individuals, which would change the course of their future. The judge was fully aware of the stakes, and so he took a long time to evaluate each of the 6 statements in isolation and took the claims of defamation very carefully. Both the parties had 3 each statement, and Depp won all 3 statements while Heard won only 1 out of the 3 in her counterclaim. But at the end of the day, it's a family matter, and the jury found that they were both not completely honest about their statements. Heard wanted to be the face of domestic abuse, but since she lost the defamation trial, she went on to say in her statement, she's sad that she lost the case, but sadder that still I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly. She said the verdict sets back women and the treatment of domestic violence victims. The court began deliberations on Friday afternoon after 42 days of disturbing and sometimes very graphic testimonies. Johnny Depp, on the other hand, stated, "The goal of bringing this case was to reveal the truth, regardless of the outcome. Speaking the truth was something that I owed to my children and to all of those who have remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I've finally accomplished that." The jury had a lot to work with. They had extensive recording. Attorneys said displayed violent behaviors and text messages which were between Johnny Depp and fellow actor Paul Bettany that revealed conversations about substance use and contained obscene language. Heard's sister also testified against Depp and told the jury that she witnessed Depp striking her, and a friend of hers claimed that she saw Heard with cuts and bruises. All of their fans were on the edge learning about the true sides of their favorite actors and how contradictory their personal lives were. Fingers were pointed at both the actors, with Johnny Depp's sister and personal manager, Christy Dombrowski, justified that Depp had promised to never perpetrate domestic violence after being abused as a kid by their mother, and also added that she had to book another hotel whenever they fought so that Depp could have a place to sleep. But then that was his sister and his personal manager, so it could get sketchy. But then Kate James, who was Amber's personal assistant, described the lady as belligerent and abusive, adding that Amber Heard frequently spat and screamed at her, sending abusive and incoherent text messages. She also added that Heard used psychedelic mushrooms, ecstasy, and cocaine. She also added that Heard was prone to manic episodes and mistreated her own sister. What makes his trial even more concerning is the claims that both the parties made, and these are the things that can be very damaging, even if you're just listening to it. But after these painful 6 weeks of hearing from both the parties and several witnesses about the claims of violent abuse, the jury gave a mixed verdict in which Johnny Depp was awarded $15 million in damages, while Heard received $2 million. This goes to show that the jury does think that Johnny Depp deserves to win the trial, but he's at fault in the case as well. As in every domestic abuse case, there's a high chance that both the parties are involved at some level, if not equally. Ultimately, the case was not about domestic abuse, it was about the stains on a man's reputation made by his ex-wife. The case was a defamation trial, which means that the judge overlooked aspects of domestic abuse and only focused on the article defaming an actor. But the topic would inevitably get pulled in and make this trial some of the most famous trials in the world. Even though the case is closed, the act of domestic abuse will always be a thing that should be prevented. What do you think about the case? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, subscribe for more, and don't forget the bell. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.